Oakland. Not maybe not so much a legend yet, but in the town, his town legend is Juan Toscano-Anderson, number 95 for the Warriors. Wears number 95 because the guy is from East Oakland, grew up on 95th Avenue, and he's living a dream that so many little kids that grew up around the Bay Area wanted to have. What do you think about his game? I think he has some staying power in the NBA, even if it's not with this team.
I do too. He just needs a little bit more playing time to show it. But I think he definitely has a role with the team. I think.
Yeah, I like that. He's an unselfish player. He's very humble. He can knock down the three. He'll pass up shots if he feels like there's a better one for, let's say, a Steph Curry to shoot. Um, he's definitely a consummate pro. He's filling up the stat sheet. I like that when he starts, and I like that he's getting more time with the bigs being out.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. How the rotation changes once Wiseman and what's his name get back.
Looney.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rotations will definitely change, but I like the minutes that he's receiving right now. He's getting, like you said, a chance to show people what he's got.
Definitely, definitely. I'm happy for the kid. I hope he makes it. I definitely agree with you about him being unselfish. Um, and he has a. It seems like his basketball IQ is pretty high. Making a smart play and passing up a good shot for a better shot. Um, but we'll see. I mean, only time will tell. He's only been uh, playing for the last couple of weeks, I believe. Um,
Starting, you mean?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Staying along with the Warriors, you got Steph balling at MVP level, doing amazing feats, field goal percentage wise, 3-point percentage wise, scoring. He's
40,
he's playing
50,
at a
maybe
say that again.
40, 50, 90.
Yeah, that's a hell of a stat line, honestly.
What was that?
And go ahead.
What was that other stat line about last do it since Jordan? I forgot what it said.
25 points for 11 straight games, and it was at a 50% field goal percentage.
That's impressive.
Yeah, and it was and counting because I want to say he had 38 last night. I don't know what his field goal percentage was though, so let me not say and counting.
Could be. We'll see.
But definitely playing at an MVP level, making the fans get excited for the future. Hell, for this year, honestly, compared to what they were doing last year,
Yeah,
to actually be beating some of the good teams.
yeah. Last year was a season to forget. But this year, there were big expectations coming into the season, but when Clay got hurt, those expectations diminished a whole lot. Didn't know exactly what to expect coming into the regular season. Um, it was just a bunch of hopes and wishes, wishing Wiggins will be, you know, his former number one pick self, and seeing how Wiseman will develop and things like that. But Steph Curry holding it down, and right now I think they're currently the eighth seed right now. But I think they're only maybe 2 or 3 games back from being four.
Yeah, it's still definitely a close race right now, but I feel like they're a playoff team once they get all their pieces back together, especially with veteran leadership like Curry and Draymond Green, and then you have players like Lee and Toscano. Toscano is definitely a vocal leader out there,
Yeah,
um, and I think it's very exciting seeing that. I saw Clay putting up shots today too at from a video that he posted. I guess he was at his house just shooting.
Oh yeah, in his backyard.
Buckets, buckets, buckets. I
I
look like that, Mike.
I saw that video too, but then right after I saw some photos of him on Valentine's Day just chilling on top of the boat in the bay.
I'm pretty sure he has a boat and he goes out fishing and chilling and if I was a multimillionaire, I for sure have a boat to drive out in the bay, get
Yeah,
away from everybody, go
I'm sure
fishing.
I'm sure he still has all his cheese too, because Pop's been giving him an allowance.
Yeah, right. I'm sure he has all his cheese, like you said. He don't need no allowance. He's like, that was 30 years ago, bro. Get out.
Oh man, but yeah, I think especially I'm really interested to see how good this team can be once everybody's back healthy. I really like the progress that Wiseman's been making game to game. I think he's I forgot where I heard it, but I like how they mentioned that Wiseman's on the fast track of learning because he has someone like Draymond on his team. Uh, and you can tell that he's been in his ear, and there's reports of Draymond, you know, being in Wiseman's side, coaching him up during practice time, and so I'm pretty optimistic about this team going forward.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be an interesting thing to see how it all comes back together after the long layoff from Clay, Curry's injury to now him playing, the new addition of the pieces. If they keep Kelly Oubre, because he's only on a 1 year deal, it'll definitely be interesting to see what Lacob does and how he moves the chess pieces around on the board.
Yeah, I think that's Bob Myers' role, but
You know why I said that? Because when I was watching that video, it said Kenny Lacob, and he is the GM for, I believe, the GM for the Santa Cruz Warriors. But players mess up sometimes, man. You gotta have another player to correct you. Like you did the other day when I said the football was gonna tee off and or tip off and whatever. But I corrected myself on that one. You can't fix this one though, because I said Lacob and I meant Myers.
You played it.
You shaking Bob Myers' hand? Yeah.
We'll be there. We'll be there.
Oh, no, I'm shaking Bob Myers' hand.
Oh yeah, I haven't. I wouldn't.
Yeah. It was at the parade. It wasn't like we was having a whole conversation. I was just trying to big time you because you one up me. Polite stunt is what they call it.
He wanted to flex one time. But yeah, yeah, you're right. I'm interested to see what moves they make. I do like Kelly Oubre's game, especially if he starts hitting the three ball a little bit more consistency. And if Steph plays, if he just plays the way he's been playing, this is like his unanimous MVP season.
Exactly.
He's not going to get it this year, unfortunately, because it's going to be LeBron. But it definitely he plays like this.
It's not too many years they can keep passing on LeBron, especially when he's playing at the level that he's playing at his age. And especially, honestly, if you think about it, the way they changed the game to that you can't touch anybody, he could probably play a good another 4 or 5 years, honestly, just at this level, maybe, because it's cerebral now. It's a lot of it isn't even a lot on his body. It's just playing and thinking and moving and cutting and being at the right spot.
Yeah.
Just know the championship rose through the Lakers this year.
What do you expect? LeBron,
AD. It's some teams that got some things to say for it, especially if the Nets get some defensive pieces.
Hey, man, it's just really hard to believe that they can't figure it out with 3 offensive, powerful weapons that they got. I think it's gonna be all offense or nothing with them.
Honestly, them getting James Harden kind of pushed them over the top, and I didn't see how it was going to work with him and Kyrie both being point guards. But I mean, it does work because Kyrie is a score first point guard anyway, so you can let James Harden sit back and play the point, which he's doing at a very high level, and he's able to put up how he's able. Did you see the game the other night?
Yeah, man.
Oh my gosh. I was like, when he came down court, I'm like, don't let him shoot a three. I was like, dang, bro, why you let him shoot that three? That's crazy. Fouling.
I'm still call me a hater, but I still think that it's not gonna work. Well,
Oh, I don't think they're gonna go to the Eastern Conference Finals. Like, I mean, I don't think they're gonna come out of the East, I should say.
um, yeah. So I mean, with some little context, I mean, to put some fluff in it, I don't think it's gonna work the way they think it's gonna work. I just I don't know. I just don't like the dynamic really with the three of them. I mean, you heard the did you hear the interview where Kyrie basically said that he had to tell James Harden to be the point guard?
Yeah. And he was like, yeah, he's a better point guard.
Yeah, so I told him to just play the point. Like, why'd you have to tell the world that? Like, if that was a real discussion between both of you, like, just leave it that way.
I mean, different strokes to different folks. It doesn't bother me as much. What I was thinking was how is if it makes sense how the roles are reversed for Kevin Durant. Like he was the superstar coming in with the already prolific scorer in Steph Curry, and him having to curtail their games to play with each other. And now he's having to do the same thing with two superstars. Well, for sure, one. Kyrie is Kyrie. Um, everybody can't be a superstar, but he's definitely an all-star.
He's a star.
But yeah, he's an all-star for sure. But it's just, when you're Harden and Durant, you can score at will. Like nobody can stop you from doing what you want to do. James is going to get to the hole. Durant's going to get to the hole. They can both hit the three. They can both pull up on you. It's just pick your poison. So it's interesting to see that I don't think Durant has really gone off like he normally has at this point in the season. Yeah. I could be wrong. I don't watch every Nets game, but I haven't seen him put up no 50 piece.
I haven't either. I saw some crazy stat though, and I think they really do need to get some defense, or I don't know if it's that they need defense or they're just one of those teams that just turns it on for teams with winning records, but they're over 500 versus teams with winning records, but they're at 500 or they're below 500 with teams with losing records.
Playing down to the competition.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't think that you can necessarily do that in the NBA and just turn it on in the postseason.
I've only seen a handful of teams that have been able to do it, or a handful of players that have been able to do it. Shaq definitely comes to mind, the younger Shaq. That's true. He would coast throughout the season, and playoff time came, and he was like, "Oh, Monster Shaq is back. Okay, cool."
Yeah.
But Shaq also was getting beat up throughout the regular season too. So it's like, man, I'm not trying to get beat up all season and then get to the playoffs.
But he played during a different era, though.
Definitely, the era has definitely changed. This is, like the Clippers won the other night without Kawhi and George. And I'm like, y'all not hurt? Get in the game. That's crazy who y'all decide to play with. Like, y'all gonna have a whole extra 6-year career because y'all didn't play half the season.
What load management? Load management.
Yeah, that's trash.
Hey, LeBron does it too. LeBron does it too.
He doesn't. LeBron has played every game for quite a while. If you check the stats, he played all 82 last year. Maybe 80. He played a significant amount of games. Now, does he take the fourth quarter off sometimes if they're blowing teams out? Sure, why not? he definitely has his rest periods, but I mean, you can't get to 36 years old in the NBA and not have the right load management. At least his load management is in game. I'd rather see him let somebody fly by him on defense. At least he's on the court.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna argue with you there. Uh, it's almost like the year when the Warriors went 73 and 9.
Mm-hmm.
They'd be up 30 in the fourth quarter, and Clay, Steph, and Dre would be sitting out the whole fourth quarter. So, I mean,
Exactly.
I ain't mad at that.
One team that's not getting enough love is Utah. The Utah Jazz are quite a good team. They have 3-point shooters. They have a big man. They have defense. They have a good point guard.
I think I'd like to. I mean, do you remember when we had this conversation like a year ago, and I told you that the Jazz were going to be a top 3 seed, and I saw them progressing? Yeah, my assessment was a year too early, but yeah, I like the Jazz.
Kudos.
A few years ago.
I said the same thing about Denver, so pat ourselves on the back there, baby. We know a little something. We know a little something.
A little something.
I was like, I said, I see Denver being really good when this kid Michael Porter Jr. finally gets out of injury, and they put these other kids together with Murray and Jokic.
Yeah. And how you say his name?
Jokic.
Yeah.
Jokic.
He's averaging a triple-double.
Yeah, he had like 27 at the half the other night. They lost to Boston, which was strange, but it was a road game.
They lost today to the Wizards too.
The Wizards are starting to win games again. I think they're figuring it out.
Yeah, I mean, Westbrook is, trying to get acclimated and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think him and Bradley Beal are learning how to play with each other. It's going to be good to see. I don't think they're a playoff team, but you never know.
In the East,
you can rattle off some wins. I don't know. Charlotte's making some noise.
They are.
Terry is playing great.
Yeah, and
boy, if you'd have told me Jason Terry was gonna be, I know Jason Terry. Come on, Terry Rozier. I caught that one. You didn't catch it. Yeah. Terry Rozier, you almost tried to. I saw it. But Terry Rozier was that swap from Kemba to Terry, and Terry was gonna come out the better of it. I'd be like, nah, my man Kemba is a dog. I was like, man, bro, that's why I got Philly coming up the East, is because Kemba's not who they thought Kemba's, and it's crazy. That's Boston's second point guard. That it's not who they thought it was gonna be, and it's not working out. And I don't feel like Tatum has ascended in the hierarchy of the playoff heartbreak. No. He hasn't gotten his heartbreak like Embiid. Embiid got his heart broken. He was crying hard.
Well, they made back-to-back conference championships.
Exactly.
So that to me kind of equals heartbreak 2 years in a row.
Nah.
Granted, it wasn't no, game 7 type thing and nothing like that.
But exactly. That's what I'm saying. I was like, they didn't have a shot though. It'd be different if it was like a game 7 or a game 6. Like, nah, Boston just get there and just start getting like they wasn't. I'm like, oh yeah, they're too young.
I mean, but with that experience under their belt, being there 2 years in a row, I like Boston as a team though. I really like their coach, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I like Brad Stevens. I'm a big fan of his system. I hope they don't fire him if he doesn't get it done this year, because they have the pieces.
Yeah, I definitely got the pieces. But Joel Embiid, man, I really like his game this year. Doc Rivers got him playing at a high level.
Doc Rivers has all of them playing at a high level. Even Danny Green looks like the old Danny Green. I was like, man, Danny, why you wouldn't have got traded if you were shooting like that?
Right. Sound like my
dead eye Danny until he got to LA. I'm like, bro, what happened? Like he for sure contributed. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying, like it wasn't the Danny Green that had been playing in Toronto and San Antonio the last few years.
Except that one. What game was that when he started receiving death
I
threats?
think it was after he missed the damn shot in game 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
Don't take the game winner if you're not ready, bro.
Hey man, he's always been a solid player though.
Yeah, I like Danny Green's game.
Yeah, I do too. But yeah, I like Philly coming out of the East too. Man, it's just crazy how you take one coach out, insert another coach, and man, they're playing lights out.
Man, I've been said if Philly got a better coach, they would be all right. But nobody listens to me. But if they just would check out these episodes, we give them jewels and gold.
Telling we be dropping them.
Here's a hot take: with Milwaukee will win when they get a different coach. Not this year though; they don't have the bench to do it. But they with a better coach, they could have won the East last year. They should have won the East.
They didn't make no adjustments last year.
And it's not all on Giannis choking in the finals. It's like coaching adjustments. It's like, come on, bro. You can't just keep doing the same thing. The same thing in the regular season isn't going to work in the postseason.
Right.
You have to have a different game plan.
100% agree. If they get a better coach, they'll be in there. But yeah, it's just crazy. Doc Rivers. I knew Doc Rivers is a good coach. Do not get me wrong. But I thought what you see from Ben Simmons through his whole career up until this year is what you get. And Joel Embiid, from what you got from his whole career up until this point, is what you got. But them playing with cohesion, oh my God, they are.
Rose it up to another level. I was like, Ben Simmons? Ben Simmons? Is that you? Is that you from LSU?
Man, in the offseason too, I was like, yo, we should get Joel Embiid. Like, let's trade for him. Like, we need somebody like that.
That's Mr. Trust the Process. You trade him, the process is dead.
Dead.
Dead. That's their feature. Like, they felt so smart for drafting him because he definitely was a reclamation project. Like, he was hurt coming out of college. He had all the upside in the world. I was like, no, he plays with this other kid, and his name is Andrew Wiggins. That's the star right there. You watch him.
Yeah.
Who knew? Time passes forward, and this kid it is better than Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah, but Andrew Wiggins is finally shooting 35% from 3, closer to 40, I think. I don't exactly remember the numbers, but I think playing with an actual leader where he doesn't have to be the main focal point of the offense, his game is risen too.
Yeah, I like his game. I'm a fan of his game.
And I saw one crazy stat about Andrew Wiggins too. Is I think he's 7th in the league in block shots, and the 6 people in front of him are centers.
That's a pretty interesting stat.
Yeah.
Zach LaVine doesn't get enough mention. He's one of my favorite NBA players right now. The game reminds me a lot of Kobe. I wish he would get to a different team. You said what?
He's not Kobe though.
No, definitely not. Kobe wouldn't have. I was watching him the other night, and it was a free throw to ice the game, and he missed, and they had to go into overtime, and they won. But I was like, oh yeah, Kobe wouldn't have missed off the back of the iron, bro. It would have rolled around maybe, but
don't get me wrong. I like his game, but saying he reminds you of Kobe is a little bit too much for me.
No. The way he plays is Kobe-esque. I'm not saying he's like anywhere near that level. It's just certain shots. You can tell he modeled his game after Kobe. Is what I should say.
I want
Kobe is his favorite player. He's my favorite player. I just see similarities at times. And then other times I'll be like, oh yeah, there's Zach LaVine.
For the folks out there, I wanted to make sure that you clarified and you know.
Yeah. People get upset at these things. But yeah, I'm just wishing for him to get on a winning team, and let's see what he has.
Yeah, how many teams he's been with already? He's been with
Just two. It seems like more, but it's just two.
Yeah. I swear.
Minnesota for a few years, and then he's been with Chicago for a few years.
Oh, okay. I swear he's been with like 3 or 4. But
I thought it was too. I could be wrong, but
right.
it could just be that Minnesota changed their jerseys all the time. Go ahead.
No, I don't know. I was saying because I
was just gonna say we were gonna talk about Mark Davis owning the his newly acquired Las Vegas Aces WNBA team. Shout out to Liz Cambridge. She's a favorite of mine. Follow me, Liz.
she's raw.
Yeah, she's raw.
Yeah.
She's a good center. More basketball.
But just to touch on that before we switch subjects, all reports saying Mark Davis ain't got no money.
You just had to throw that in there, huh?
He just
want to let people know. Want to let people know his owner ain't broke. Let's find out what the sell of the team was, and then we'll see.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead and put it up there.
He just bought another team, so it's good.
He just bought. He doesn't matter what. He owned 2 teams. That's all that matters, huh? They both wear black. That's all that matters.
Hey, and they're both owned by the Davis family.
Yeah. You like, well, maybe if he come back to Oakland, he'll bring them too.
Yeah, that ain't ever gonna happen.
Nah, never. It's just if once they left, I knew it was bad, but I wanted them to be by the water. Boy, they should have built that stadium.
Yeah, I can't wait till they build the stadium for the A's, though.
Yeah, hopefully, they might get up out of here too.